4 seconds left in the game. Barron's in the huddle. I think we all know what's going to happen on this play, Steve.
Yeah, Bill. I mean, if anyone but Groove gets the ball, the Pavers will have a field day tomorrow.
We'll see what's going to happen here.
We all knew the ball was going. I mean, it wasn't rocket science. I wasn't prepared for that. I don't think anybody in the arena was prepared for that.
The play was simple. I was supposed to come off the screen from Ruby and Splash would inbound me the ball. Just in time to take the shot.
After that game, the team was out of control. Everyone took that loss too seriously.
We are going into day 5 of the Toronto riots after the Barons lost against the UCLA Bruins in an NCAA championship game. This was after a crucial miss by Ash Williams, the freshman and the coach's son.
This just in, Ash Williams, known for his infamous last-second shot in this year's NCAA championship, has been pronounced dead after being found in the corner of Starview and 6th with multiple stab wounds. You gotta feel for the family and the team, especially Coach K.
Yeah, such a tragedy. I mean, there must have been so much pressure for him, considering it was his freshman year, playing for his father, but nonetheless, the fans took it too far.
How do you think the team will react to this tragedy, Bob?
It'll be hard, but they may motivate them in the end. It just may.
On April 27, 1974, a memorial was held at the death site, and members of the community came out to honor the memory of Ash.
You could tell that he was a special kid. First one in the gym, last one to leave. He really loved the game that much.
It was a heartwarming moment to see such a turnout after all that happened. Ash Williams' death really impacted us a lot, for better or for worse. I don't know what it was, but our city was way too strong to not to get over it.
After the 74 season, the Barons lost 10 of their key players due to a combination of the draft and transfers. Notable players include Craig Davis, Morris Rivers, and Phil Spence.
Everyone on that team was scared, so we all saw what basketball did to this town. To tell you the truth, I was scared for my life. Ash had died from it, and no one wanted to take that shot because we didn't want to be solid just like Ash.
Nobody wanted to step into our gym because we were on the news all summer long. So you really can't blame people for not wanting to come to see us.
But one player believed in the Barons.
Aha, that's my brother right there. Man, we've been grooving since day one in the courts of elementary. Man, we needed a spark to get this team going, so I gave him a call and he seemed pretty reluctant on joining the team and stuff, but after that I couldn't get a hold of him, but it was all fate.
Everybody, and why not say everybody? I ain't talking about no jive turkey sitting in the fields of Alabama. Everybody thought Boogie was coming to play for the Tide. When I heard the news, I almost blew my goddamn head off. Yeah!
On August 7th, history was made.
Les was a multi-talented guy. He could shoot, pass, and dribble, and he was a team player. We're all gonna really miss him. But most of all, I think we really remember him for his dancing. He was a regular Michael Jackson.
Oh, they certainly remember that. I remember the first practice, Groove had to try to show he had the better move, but he just made a fool of himself.
We had just got to Boogie. Groove was going to his sophomore year, and Will and I were going to our senior year. With 4 players on the roster and the deadline coming in August, we just didn't know what we were going to do.
I talked to the team a few days before the deadline. I was really considering hanging them up. So we all agreed that we would tell Coach K in the morning.
We were on the way to Coach's office that morning, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw that kid. He was shooting threes from everywhere.
The guys called me into the gym, and when I seen this young man, I knew that this was our big break.
Johnson was what many believed was the missing piece to a struggling team.
Hello everybody, my name is Jolong. We know Wu-Tang Johnson, but they call me Chris. I'm very excited to play for the St. Basil Barons, and it is a very exciting day for the city of Toronto. I love the game of basketball very much.
So Jolong, where in the world did you come from? There are no records of your so-called incredible talent.
I'm an international student. I come from a prestigious engineering program of St. Basil's University.
There's a lot of questions regarding your eligibility to play in the NCAA. In fact, there are many questions about your legitimacy of your citizenship. Care to comment? No more questions, no more questions. So were you here legally at the time?
Man, I didn't even know what basketball was until this guy showed me. What do you think?
With Johnson now a member of the Barons, there was one more roster spot that needed to be filled.
We talked to Coach the day Jolong committed about filling up the last roster spot. I remember the NCAA hadn't filled out everything that it had to do, so we kind of found a loophole.
On the NCAA roster submission deadline, the Barons had filled their empty roster spot in a way that no one expected.
You know, we had to do what we had to do.
The Barons started the season quite slowly, and the Florida Gators capitalized, which resulted in a 17-point halftime deficit for the Barons.
I was really frustrated. The whole team was frustrated. Nobody had that groove to play, the passion, nothing. It was just a terrible feeling, a terrible thing to go through, the whole team.
I went over to Groove and told him to give me a shot at running the point. He nodded his head, passed me the ball. Went over to the team, 2 words, let's boogie.
The city was back.
Our boys are back in business, cooking up a fire out there. This level of basketball hasn't been seen before. Good times.
The Barons went on to win 23 out of 24 games while enjoying the limelight.
The Barons at 22-0 were matched up against the 7-15 Boston College Eagles. It appeared to be a sure win for the Barons on paper, but sloppy mistakes from the star players resulted in an upset.
That game was a real reality check. The whole team was spending time with people we thought were our friends, and in reality, they were just driving us away from our championship.
Championship hopes had now seemed but a fantasy, as the Louisville Cardinals needed just one more win to lock up a spot in the national championship game against the undefeated Miami Hurricanes.
We were all in my place watching the game. We were all dead silent for 3 of those quarters. We thought it was the end. But then the last quarter, the Blazers started to make that comeback, and we just started going crazy. And when they scored that final shot to take the lead, it was done.
The UAB Blazers defeated the Louisville Cardinals, and after a Barons win, the national championship game was set. After a wild year, the Barons were finally back in the dance. The first half was a heated and tightly contested battle. After a tightly contested first 3 quarters, the stage was set for the grand finale, the moment the city had been waiting for. The championship was in sight. But with just seconds left, the Baron center, Ruby, fell awkwardly and rolled his ankle, and was forced to the sidelines. After Ruby's injury, fear and uncertainty loomed throughout the building. No one knew who the 6th man would be. Despite the doubt of many, an unexpected familiar name was announced in the arena.
Ash J. Williams had checked in. The rest was history.
Ash Williams' cremation urn was brought up to the scorer's table, ready to be subbed in. The once crucified freshman was now the star sophomore and what critics believe to be the game of the millennium to this day. The St. Basil Barons were the Division I NCAA National Champions. Splash Robinson invested his savings into stem cell research, which resulted in an anti-aging cream available to every member of that championship team. Les Boogie and Jolong Reno Wu-Tang Johnson played 3 more years at St. Basil's together before opening a disco noodle shop, Les Noodle, in downtown Toronto. And the Barons captain, Jay Groove, played 2 more years before being drafted into the NBA. Once in, Jay decided to go by his birth name, which people know him today as Larry Bird.